Today is October 2nd, 2005. I am Alice Mattis, and I am interviewing my mother, Mary Mattis. Mom, will you tell us when and where you were born?
I was born Maria Malaspina on February 2nd, 1926 at Newborough, Pennsylvania.
Who were your parents and where were they from?
My parents were Angela Guerrieri and Antonio Malaspina, and they came from Monte Carlo, Ostia Picena, Italy. They were married on August the 27th, 1905. My mom was a housewife. My dad was a stonemason.
Why did your parents decide to come to America?
They came because work was very scarce, and they had to travel for miles and miles by foot to find work. And once they were there, they had to stay for 2-3 weeks, and that just didn't work out. So they decided to come to America because his brother lived here, and he had written and said that he'd be able to help him out here. And so then they decided to come to America, and my dad was 27 and my mother was 24 at the time.
What can you tell us about your parents' first trip to America?
Well, they left Italy in 1906, and they boarded the ship, but I don't know what the name of the ship was. And when they were on the ship, they were on the lower part where it was common for all the people. They ate and slept there. And my mother, she was pregnant at the time, and she was sick the whole trip. She said it took maybe from 2 weeks or more to go there.
When they got to America and left the ship, what did they do?
So the first thing that she saw was the Statue of Liberty. She called it the Lady. When they got off the ship, they went through immigration. Well, then they boarded the train to go to Ligonier in Ligonier, Pennsylvania. And when they got there, they stayed at the hotel. Well, that's when the baby decided that it was to make its appearance. And there was no one there but her sister-in-law, and she was very young at the time, too. But they were very lucky because there happened to be a doctor in the hotel, and he came and assisted her.
After Ligonier, where did they go?
After Ligonier, they lived there for a while, and then they went to Lamberton, where the coal fields were. And my dad worked on the outside of the mine. He never worked on the inside. And they lived in a half of a company house, and they stayed into Lamberton maybe until about 1910, when they received word that my grandfather, my dad's father, was ill. And my brother and sister and my parents then returned to Italy to stay with my grandfather until he passed away. And then after that, they decided to come back. So they left Naples on the Berlin. The name of the ship was Berlin in 1912.
What happened then when they got to America?
Well, when they got to America, they went through immigration, and when they went through immigration, they asked him who was sponsoring them, and they told him that it was his brother Attilio. And they asked him how much money did he have on him, and if it was less than $50, they wanted to know how much he had. And he had $20 on him.
Where did they go then?
Well, when they came back, they went to Lamberton. And then from there, they moved a few times. Then in 1925, they built a house in Newborough, Pennsylvania. And it probably cost them about $300 to build it. And it was a 4-room house, and had no plumbing and no electricity, and they had an outhouse. And they had an outside oven to bake their bread in. And they made large gardens, and they had chickens and pigs. And they had grapevines for wine. And then they had a strawberry patch. And we had everything that you really wanted.
Were your parents ever sorry that they had come to America?
No, they were never sorry that they came to America, because they said it was the land of opportunity, and we had everything we wanted and needed.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.